Wouldn't it be fun to make an unboxing video for this little toy? Welcome to This'll Do. We have some really fun cooking classes here, and I'm always looking for things that will make the classes easier and better. And since we always double a lot of our recipes, those little 6-quart crock pots and pressure cookers, they will not do. I have an 8-quart and I have a 10-quart, but we're going to try out this 12-quart pressure cooker. Okay, we got the pressure cooker out of the shipping box, which was just big enough for the box. It was very well designed that way. And it looks like we might have a little bit of a squishy damage here, but otherwise the box looks like it's in pretty good shape. So let's pop this open and see what's inside. Okay, so we have an instruction manual. Ooh, that looks like the valve. Here's a lid. Put that behind us on the stove. Get this out. And there's our pressure cooker. Alright, let me lift that out. I gotta put the camera down so I have two hands to lift this big, heavy, wonderful new toy. Okay, here's our pressure cooker. I keep wanting to call it an Instant Pot because that's kind of become a Kleenex kind of generic name. But this is a MegaChef. Alright, here's our inside container. There's the pot itself. Got power cord. Okay, that looks like a rice paddle and a rice measuring thing and a place to hang a spoon. Cool. We'll look at those later. Plastic off. And this is, now of course I haven't washed it for use. We're just kind of looking at it right now. I'm looking at some of the things it can do. Now the buttons that we usually use on our other ones are like saute, so we can cook in the pot just like we were cooking on the stove, and pressure. And each one of these has a totally different way of doing pressure. Oh, and look, it has a slow cooker function too. So we're going to try this out. We've got a saute button here, and it also says saute. There's a delay timer. Okay. Pressure cook time. Excellent. All right, let's put something in. Let's clean up this up and just run like a test run with something. Okay, we got the lid put together and the instructions are not real obvious. So what we did, I put this together a couple different times before I figured out a way that works. So it goes screw, and then there's a little plastic clear little bit that holds that on, and then the lid itself has multiple parts. There's two black plastic parts and then a metal washer that goes between them. And that's the best we can figure out based on the instructions given, but it seems to be solid. So that's that lid, which we'll only be using if we're sauteing. We won't be using that under pressure. Okay, we have the Instant Pot plugged in. We've put the condensation cup on the back and the power cord in. And we're ready to seal it. I haven't taken all the instructions off the top because I'm not sure how to use it yet, but we'll get there. Okay, so I know this is the front because we've got this indicator. And it looks like it's closed. Oh, we've got a knob here for exhaust and airtight. So we've got that set to airtight, which is good. On my 10-quart crock pot one, it has two settings like that, but it doesn't say what they are, and so I have to explain it fairly often. This one is clearly labeled. That's a plus. Okay, so now we're going to try setting the pressure. Pressure. Does it say, like, how much pressure? Let's see what these buttons say. That says beef and pork, poultry. We're doing chicken, so poultry. We've got oh, I see. So we can either preset it or we can set a time. This is frozen chicken and the recipe called for 5 minutes. But you know what? I think let's try this out. I'm going to try presetting it for poultry and see how it turns out. Maybe it's smart enough to figure it out on its own. Okay, so do we have to push any other buttons? That just keeps checking different things. Okay, poultry. Start. Helps be smarter than the box. Okay, and I'm guessing those little things mean that it's coming up to pressure and it's not there yet. There's our timer. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, our 20 minutes is up. We're going to release the pressure. Ooh, be careful here. Oh, and by the way, I put my hand down on this while it was cooking and I got burned. With the other pressure cookers that I have, that was never a problem. So just fair warning, this spot gets hot. We're going to hit the cancel button. All right. Okay, let's see if we can open it. Oh, that's still warm. Still very warm there. Okay. And there's our chicken. Okay, I checked this with a fork and it is fully cooked and it looks good. And I'm looking around at the outside of, ooh, look at it fall apart. I looked at the outside of our pressure cooker. That water is from the lid when we picked it up and there was all that steam that condensed. So that's not an issue, that just happens. Everything else looks pretty good. It was warm on the outside but not hot, but I'm going to repeat that warning about the top getting hot enough to burn. I don't have that problem with my other pressure cookers, but it is a problem with this one. So that's the only drawback I see so far. It looks like a pretty good pressure cooker. I'm sure as we use it for our classes and put like good size loads in here, not just a small bag of chicken breast, but a good size load in there, we're going to see how it really performs. But so far, so good.